In the vast, silent desert of Gizli, where the sun kisses the endless dunes, lived a woman named Noor. Her beauty was as stark and captivating as the landscape itself, but her heart was a landscape of loneliness. She lived in a simple hut, her days marked by the rising and setting of the sun. Her only companions, the whispering winds. This solitary existence, however, was about to be interrupted. One sweltering afternoon, a figure emerged from the shimmering heat haze. It was an old man, his face a tapestry of wrinkles, carrying a small, worn bottle. He introduced himself as Hamid Baba, a wandering healer, a practitioner of massage who roamed the desert offering relief to weary travelers. Little did Noor know, this stranger was not a stranger at all, and his arrival would unravel a secret buried deep beneath the sands of time. Noor watched him, a flicker of something unreadable in her eyes. "My back," she said, her voice a soft murmur. "It aches from the long hours of solitude." She invited Hamid Baba into her humble home. He hesitated, his kind eyes clouded with a professional reluctance, but Noor's insistence was gentle yet firm. She lay down, and with a sigh, Hamid uncorked his bottle of oil. As his weathered hands began to work on her back, an unspoken current passed between them. It wasn't just the easing of muscles, it was a deeper connection, an emotional resonance that felt both ancient and mysterious. Each touch seemed to unlock a hidden chamber in Noor's heart. And for Hamid, it stirred a forgotten memory, a faint echo from a life he thought he'd left behind. The air grew thick with unasked questions and a palpable sense of destiny. As dusk painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, the massage ended, but the connection lingered. "The night is cold, and the desert is unforgiving," Noor said, her gaze holding his best day. "Share my meal." Hamid, feeling a strange pull he couldn't explain, agreed. Over a simple dinner of dates and bread, they talked. Noor spoke of the desert, of its beauty and its cruelty, her words weaving a spell of melancholy. There was a profound comfort in their conversation, yet a subtle tension simmered beneath the surface. Hamid felt as if he were part of a play where he didn't know his lines. Noor's hospitality felt genuine, but her eyes held a deeper purpose, a hidden intention that made the quiet desert night feel charged with anticipation. She was not just a lonely woman. She was a gatekeeper to a story waiting to be told. The sun rose and set, and days bled into one another. Hamid stayed, caught in the quiet rhythm of Noor's life. A strange pattern emerged. Every day Noor would complain of a new ache, a new pain. "My shoulders," she'd say, "they carry the weight of the sky." Or, "My feet, they have walked 1,000 miles of regret." Each time, Hamid would oblige, his hands offering solace. But these were no ordinary massages. They became rituals, symbolic acts of healing that went far beyond the physical. As he kneaded her tired muscles, he felt he was smoothing out the wrinkles of her soul, easing a spiritual burden that had plagued her for years. The oil seemed to soothe not just her skin, but the very essence of her being, and with each session, the mystery of the desert girl deepened. One day, Nur led Hamid to a specific spot in the sand, a short walk from her hut. There, etched into the ground, was a perfect circle. It was a place Hamid had seen her visit from a distance, her head bowed in a silent, sorrowful ritual. "This is my penance," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the wind. She spoke in riddles of a great mistake, of a punishment she had brought upon herself, and of a desperate search for redemption. She spoke of vanity and a foolish desire that had led her astray. Her words were cryptic, fragmented, but they painted a picture of immense suffering. Hamid listened, his heart aching for this enigmatic woman. He was beginning to understand that her physical pains were merely echoes of a profound spiritual wound, a wound he was unknowingly helping to heal. Hamid began to see the truth, not in her words, but in the spaces between them. He sensed the deep turmoil churning beneath her calm exterior. The story of her past began to emerge, not in a single confession, but in scattered allusions and heavy sighs. She would talk about a love she had lost, a happiness she had carelessly thrown away. She would mention a man, a good and simple man, whom she had abandoned in a selfish quest. Her regret was a palpable force, a ghost that haunted her every moment in the desolate landscape. She was trapped not by the desert, but by her own history, serving a self-imposed sentence for a crime only she remembered. Hamid realized he was not just a healer, he was a confessor, a silent witness to a soul's long and painful journey back to itself. Then came the evening when the final veil was lifted. They sat outside, the stars like scattered diamonds on black velvet. "Do you not recognize me, Hamid?" Noor asked, her voice trembling. She looked at him, her eyes filled with a pain that spanned decades. I was your wife." The words hung in the air, heavy and unbelievable. Hamid stared, his mind racing back through the years to a young woman who had vanished from his life, a woman he had loved and lost. Nur confessed everything. Driven by a foolish desire for eternal beauty, she had sought out dark magic, making a pact that promised her timeless allure, but cursed her with a suffering soul and a life of utter isolation. The beautiful, lonely woman of the desert was the ghost of his own past, returned. A wave of emotions washed over Hamidjok, sorrow, and then a profound sense of pity. He saw not the woman who had abandoned him, but a soul that had paid a terrible price for her mistake. Her years in the desert, her service to the rare traveler, her constant physical and spiritual pain, it had all been a long, arduous act of repentance. "I forgive you," he said, the words coming from a place of pure grace. And as he spoke them, something miraculous happened. The air around Nur seemed to shimmer. The curse held in place by guilt and loneliness finally broke. The artificial, ageless beauty fell away, and before him stood the woman he remembered, older, wiser, but truly herself, her face etched with the story of her life, and in its own way more beautiful than ever. They left the desert together, hand in hand, leaving behind the hut, the circle in the sand, and the ghosts of the past. Their journey didn't end there. It was a new beginning. They found a small, peaceful village nestled in a green valley, a world away from the harshness of the dunes. There they rebuilt their life, piece by piece. The love that had been lost was found again, not as a fiery passion of youth, but as a quiet, steady flame of companionship, forgiveness, and shared understanding. Their home became a sanctuary of peace, a testament to the idea that it's never too late to start over, that even the deepest wounds can heal, and that love can be reborn from the ashes of regret. Their life was a quiet symphony of second chances. Noor and Hamid didn't hide their story. They shared it with anyone who would listen, not as a tale of dark magic and curses, but as a lesson in humanity. They taught the villagers that true, lasting beauty doesn't come from a desperate chase for eternal youth or worldly vanity. It radiates from within, from a heart filled with kindness, a soul that knows how to forgive, and a spirit that understands the value of love and repentance. Their story became a local legend, a reminder that peace is found not in what we have, but in who we are, and that the most profound healing comes from forgiving others, and most importantly, forgiving ourselves. Thank you for watching. If their story touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more tales of love, loss, and redemption.